Hello, everybody. Captain Marty Brill here, and it's time for your daily fishing report. And we're going to talk about a lot of things that happened yesterday. It's Tuesday, July the 30th today, and I'm glad you're here, and I'll be right back.
Boasting phenomenal seafood dishes, a great menu, and waterfront views with deck seating, Striper's Bar and Grill at the Shallowbag Bay Marina in Manio serves a casual, fun-filled dining experience with an Outer Banks flair. With 3 floors to choose from, you're bound to find the perfect seat for you and yours while enjoying great food and fantastic drinks. To see our menu and to catch a glimpse of the beautiful views, go online to stripersbarandgrill.com. Striper's Bar and Grill at the Shallowbag Bay Marina in Manio, where everyone's a VIP.
Teachers Lair Marina in Hatteras Village is the closest spot on the Outer Banks to the Gulf Stream. Just inside Hatteras Inlet, Teachers Lair is fully loaded with bait, tackle, ice, snacks, and drinks for your fun-filled day out on the water. Want to get rigged up to catch the big one? Lee and the gang in the tackle shop can outfit you to catch whatever is eager to get hooked. To see the marina, the tackle shop, or to book a charter, go online to teacheslair.com. Teachers Lair Marina in Hatteras Village. Your fishing venture awaits.
We always start with our offshore fishing. Not a lot of changes there, but there is one thing that changed yesterday, finally. So down in Hatteras, a good blackfin tuna bite. They had a lot of skipjack tunas as well, and some small dolphin, meaning mahi, and a few amberjack in the catches. So I saw all that. And then inshore, they continue to catch Spanish mackerel and king mackerel. They're doing a little bit of bottom fishing down there. And there have been a few sailfish in the catches. Now, you'll go down to the docks and you'll notice that all those sailfish flags are upside down. And the reason that is, that's the sign that they were released to fight another day. So that's a good thing. But I've been wondering when the July sailfish bite was going to get cranked up. Up at Oregon Inlet, it got cranked up in pretty good fashion. There are numerous boats that had 2, 3, 4, 5 sailfish. So that's pretty darn exciting fishing. They also had some good-sized yellowfin tuna, nice-sized yellowfins, and the same small Baylor-sized dolphin that they had down in Hatteras. So that was the 3 main things. Both fleets are catching a scattered wahoo, a scattered blue marlin released almost every day, sometimes several. And inshore for the Oregon Inlet fleet, it's ribbonfish, Spanish mackerel, and bluefish. The ribbonfish, if you haven't tried that, take a walk on the wild side. They're not very pretty, but they sure are good to eat. One thing I've learned over my career is that the uglier the fish is, the better eating it is. I'm thinking of a monkfish. It would be one example, and there are many, many more. Anyway, so ribbonfish, Spanish mackerel, and bluefish around the inlets. Surf fishing, pretty much the same north to south. We're now seeing the best pompano fishing that we're going to see. This is the time of year for that, and there have been quite a few caught. I saw a big African pompano caught by Johnny Fairbanks. Not caught, but speared while diving, and there's a few of those around as well. We also have some spots, some croakers, and sea mullet, things like that. Just a nice mixed bag, really relaxing to get out in the surf and do that, or get out on a pier where you don't even need a fishing license. And you can go out on the pier and have fun catching those kind of things. There was, over the weekend on Jeanette's Pier, Rick Romia of Pittsburgh caught, I don't know the weight, but it was a big king mackerel. I'd estimated to be over 30 pounds. Now, that's the equivalent. Catching a 30-pound king mackerel off the end of a pier is the equivalent of catching a 700-pound blue marlin on the back of a offshore sport fishing boat. So good going, Rick, on your catch. And I've been wondering when we're going to see a few of these summertime kings, or smokers as we call them. And it's really neat to go out on the end of the piers and just watch how these guys do it with live bait. And it's pretty high tech. It's also a pretty creative and interesting thing to watch. Now we're going to take a little break, and I'll be right back to tell you what's going on in the backcountry.
Real. That's the first word that comes to mind when I think about Outland Seafood in Mans Harbor. Yeah, they're the first and last place you see coming to and leaving the Outer Banks on Highway 64 in Dare County, but they're also real when it comes to fresh local seafood. Troy Outland, real. Curtis and Josh, real. The indoor crab shedders, real. Stop by and see for yourself right next to White Shopping Center, and check them out on social media. Outland Seafood in Mans Harbor, real.
Our backcountry fishing has been really good and widespread, from down to the lower end of the Pamlico to the north end of the Pamlico, up around Roanoke Island, and then into our sounds up around Manio and up into Kitty Hawk and that area. It's been good. A good speckled trout bite back at Jockey's Ridge. So we know that. I don't think I'm supposed to know too much about that, but there's been some high numbers of speckled trout caught in that neighborhood. So we see good catches of speckled trout out in the open sound as well, but the size is not what we had in the spring. I'm not sure. I don't know that much about speckled trout fishing. I think the spring is when you catch the big sows. So you got that going on, and you got really good drum fishing. The drum fishing is a lot of big drum. They're not only in the sound, they're also around the inlets. Some of that fishing has been very, very good, and it's sight casting. A lot of it is. There's nothing really much more exciting than to stand on the bow of a boat and throw a lure at a school of big red drum that might have 300 fish in it. Now, all that has to be catch and release because they're all over the slot size. And then there's some guys that are doing a little bit of bottom fishing and catching the slot size to take home one for dinner. Doing that mostly on cut bait, but I have learned that there's some of them doing that with jigs. So all that's going on. The bluefish that we were so fortunate to have all spring have dropped off in numbers. As far as on the bottom, like for our head boats and things like that are back in the sound. A few flounders showing up, but you got to let them go. And also, they're catching a few spots and croakers back in the sound now too. And that's what happens this time of year. So all in all, there's a lot of variety. Everything in the report I just read you and presented to you is pretty typical summertime fare, as I like to say. But you know what? You're not going to catch them in the motel room. So no, there are no excuses. Don't have a fishing pole? Well, you can rent one from a pier or a tackle shop, or buy one, a complete surf combo for $45. You can get a rod and a reel. If you'll keep it washed off, keep the sand out of it, you can use it year after year after year. So I don't want to hear that excuse. And then don't know how to fish? Well, we have the best charter fleet from the Gulf Stream to the backcountry of anywhere in the world. So, you can do that. You can get out there on the water for half a day and learn the ropes. That's the best way to learn how to speckle trout and drum fish. So you might want to try that. And if fishing's not your gig, don't forget the Waterman charter. It's very popular this time of year while the shrimp are running. So that's a deal where you get on a boat with your family and you go out, and for 2 to 3 hours usually you use commercial fishing gear. These people that do it are commercial fishermen that have captain's licenses and have their boats inspected, and they will take you out there and right now what they're mostly doing is dragging a big shrimp net, which drags along on the bottom behind the boat. And when it comes in, and this great thing for kids, the kids put on rubber gloves and they dump that net, they hoist it up in the air and then pull the string on the bottom of it and dump all that out on the table. And so you sort through there just like a shrimper would do commercially, and you pull out everything that you want to take home with you because it's all yours. Shrimp, crabs, everything has to be legal size, but it's called a Waterman charter. And they're usually available at any major marina. Wanchese has several marinas, and they have really, really good Waterman charters. And the same thing is true for up Pirates Cove, Oregon Inlet, down to Hatteras. Just what you want to ask for is a Waterman charter. And don't forget, there's also charters in Hatteras that will take you clamming and beachcombing on islands back in the Sound. So a lot of ways to get your family out on the water. I hope you'll take advantage of it, and I do appreciate you stopping by. I hope you have a great day, and I'll let you know if anything changes.